it was a very good use of the workflow engine.
Well, thank you, Claire. We have several other questions, so I'll move on to another one. Can a reviewer see the remaining route of a document?
Yes.
Yes, they see the next action itself. The person who initiated definitely sees all the different things that takes place, but you do see in your action log where it's going next.
Yeah. Is it just one step ahead? Oh, go ahead, Claire.
Well, I'll add to that, and the way they would do that is by calling up the document, and there's something in the document called routing. You'd open that up, and it would show pending routes. So it'll show the next several, or however many are on there, as pending.
Excellent. And Mary Wheeler, a good friend of ours, has a question. Can this workflow system be used with financial systems other than Kuali Financial System?
It can be. Again, like I mentioned earlier, Kuali Enterprise Workflow is a standalone development product that developers can work with. Again, sometimes I've been asked the question, would I, take Kuali Enterprise Workflow and develop it around my existing legacy system? That's where I wanted to emphasize, at least today, I thought, and hopefully that came across, that you can do that. And again, I'm not going to say that's the worst idea I've heard, but again, the idea is that so much is built into Kuali Financials that to replicate some of the features and functionality that you're going to see just coming out of the box with Kuali Financial System would be hard to develop and replicate easily without spending a lot more money on redoing what you currently is coming directly delivered with Kuali. So again, I probably would have to weigh the pros and cons strongly to say, usually I get a feeling that the cons are going to outweigh it to do it strictly for another financial system, unless it's a separate financial system that someone's not going to phase out and you want to integrate it with Kuali and have the same look and feel, then I would definitely reconsider that thinking. But taking it and wrapping around a legacy system and developing it, like I said, I spent probably about $1.8 million at the Cal State University system just for one campus, developing a workflow system, trying to tie it together. And it's doable. It's just a real effort. It's real costly. And what I'm seeing with Kuali right out of the box is really well thought through and works well.
Well, thank you, Chuck. We do have other questions. There's a question from Jamie. Which rules engine is being utilized?
Again, I'm not positive that myself. That's really something we would have to get back to them on that.
Okay. No problem. Let's see here. There was this is a question from Tim. There was mention of routing by org hierarchy. Is this using an org service dynamically, or is the org hierarchy described in the workflow document type?
It's the latter. The org hierarchy is defined within Kuali, so you can see actually the workflow according to the org structure. And it's built around that org structure within Kuali.
Thank you, Chuck. Okay. I do have a quick question. Why is it called RICE?
Why is it called what?
Why is it called RICE?
Every time you say that, you beep out somehow. Routing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why is it called Kuali RICE? What's the significance of RICE?
Well, again, the naming itself is part of the Kuali community. They tend to use a lot of things from Asia in their terminology. So RICE is one. They use walk. There's a lot of terminology. Why I don't know exactly the reason why, but maybe someone else knows online. We have some people who've been with the community a long time that may know the initial start of it, but it has no real meaning by itself. It's just a label they put within it.
And RICE is what holds everything together. So if you think of that Malaysian meal as it's created, the RICE is the framework, the format, and what holds everything else together. So.
Yeah, we actually had a response that rice is the base part of most dishes, from what I can see. Yes, exactly. And Lawrence and Norm helped us with that. And this is a question directly for Claire. When you installed the product, was the analysis of business processes, implementation of workflow, and training handled by current staff, or did you hire additional staff to assist? And this is a question from Karen.
Now, Karen, I'm actually retired from Delta, so I wasn't there during the final implementation, but I will tell you the answer is both. That the evaluation was done internally, RSmart was brought in to give kind of a sanity check and to make sure that we hadn't missed any gaps. The training was then developed with RSmart's assistance, utilizing the expertise and the existing processes. One of the advantages of this system is that it really is driven by the higher ed functional people who kind of know what their processes are. You have the ability in the system to really modify processes, but you don't have to. Some systems come in and tell you this is how you're going to do business, and to a large extent, Kuali does not do that. And so we absolutely utilized our internal resources and expertise to help with evaluating the business processes, determining what might need to be changed, and helping to drive what needed to be trained. But RSmart provided the resources to assist us in that endeavor.
Okay. We have a question from Carmen, actually a couple. We'll get to as many as we can. Is approval delegation done for a time range or indefinite until inactivated? For example, if a delegate if something is done, if a delegate is assigned because someone's on vacation, does that assignment have to be removed upon return?
So the answer, I think, to the question is both. It can be either set up as you can either set up a delegate kind of on an ongoing basis, or you can set it up. I just used the example of vacation. But you could have somebody who knows that they're always going to be kind of intermittently available, and they always want to have a primary delegate assigned, and you can set it up and just leave it there. So the answer is you could do it either way. And yes, you would have to do some kind of an activity to change the delegation if you wanted to remove it or change it to someone else.
Okay. And there is a question, is there a workflow depiction in diagram form or graphical representation?
Almost. There is going to be documentation with Kuali 3.0 that will be released soon. I'm going to go out on a limb and say in a couple months. I'm really not sure what the deadline is. And that has quite a bit of information, including tables on existing workflows that are embedded in different systems. That also has business role matrices and that sort of thing. So there's quite a bit of information that will be released soon on that topic.
Thank you, Claire. There is a question, what is the link to the RICE proof of concept? And I'll answer it for everyone. We're going to send links to a recording of the presentation as well as the slides, and we'll make sure we include a link to information about the RICE proof of concept to everyone. There is a question from Norm. Can it support parallel routing splits and joins?
Yes, it can. I think that was on one of Claire's slides. Again, it's very common that someone wants to have a parallel routing before it gets to the final source for approvals, and that's possible. You could do splits based on conditions. So again, if you have any kind of conditional statement that you need to have met, an example may be if it's out-of-state travel or if it's over a certain dollar amount, you want it to split and get a different approval. That's very common. So again, yes, it is, and actually we've done some of those specific things at Colorado State University.
Excellent. There is a question, can someone attach supporting documents as a step in the flow? And if so, will these documents be carried to the next step?